Hello, my name's Joel Farson, and today I'm going to read to you from my book, Rude Rage, Incivility in Verse. Chapter 1. It doesn't have to be this way. Things are crazy in the world today, but it doesn't have to be this way. There was a time in small-town America when every Tom, Dick, Harry, and Erica said hello to each other when they passed on the street, made eye contact, and were happy to meet. Folks walked to the post office and to the store, and sugar was borrowed from neighbors next door. Neighborhood ladies gossiped for hours, and kindly old men sang in the shower. Homes were modest, yards were spacious, streets were safe, and people were gracious. Porches were peopled, and doors were unlocked. Kids walked to school, and no one was shocked. An old man could tousle a little boy's hair without incurring a paranoid stare. There was no stigma to riding the bus, and children did chores without too much fuss. Children built forts inside leafy bowers, with rocks for walls and trees for towers. Kids climbed trees, played ball in the park, running around until it got dark. Baseball, football, a game of tag, hide and go seek and capture the flag. When it got dark, they ran home for dinner. That's one reason back then they were thinner. Children with suntans and scrapes on their knees came home hungry and ate all their peas. Families at dinner sat round the table and talked to each other. They didn't watch cable. Parents taught children to be polite and to know the difference between wrong and right. Etiquette, manners, and decorum. Back then people didn't ignore them. Out on the porch on warm summer nights, folks told stories by the twilight, or got lost in a book, reading for pleasure. Those are the times they truly would treasure. Lying in a hammock, nicely reclined, reader and author became intertwined. Books were borrowed from the library, just like in Little House on the Prairie. After dinner, to digest their food, people took walks, improving their mood. Families would stroll under the stars, observing Orion, Venus, and Mars. We don't stroll these days after twilight. We're holed up indoors by a flickering blue light. In our neighborhoods nobody walks. We watch TV and nobody talks. An increasing sense of alienation and loneliness grips the nation. Sometimes we feel so alone, our neighborhood's like a twilight zone. When it gets dark, folks withdraw. You'd think they lived under martial law. Crime in the media is magnified, so people grow frightened of the world outside. We watch TV in perfect silence, unfazed by its bloody violence. The things we witness with our eyes, no wonder something inside us dies. Our social skills are almost gone. We go through life with blinders on. People don't smile, they don't say hi. They divert their eyes and walk on by. As if they're in a kind of trance, they walk on by without a glance, completely closed and unexpressive. Or are they really passive-aggressive? Kids can't recall a book they've read. They want to play video games instead. Their parents seldom read to them from Aesop or the Brothers Grimm. They haven't read Dr. Seuss, Maurice Sendak, or Mother Goose. They haven't read Roald Dahl, or really any books at all. Their only source of erudition is by watching television. In search of instant gratification, all they do is change the station. They've got no grit, no country soul. They argue over the remote control. On the couch, completely static, they're the picture of phlegmatic. Popular culture, violent and sexual, has made us anti-intellectual. We watch TV with its violence perverted. If the streets aren't safe, it's because they're deserted. If you do stroll at night after a day of hard working, you won't see your neighbors and you'll feel like you're lurking. You'll feel the eyes of people staring as they drive by with headlights glaring. You'll walk amidst a world of cars and feel as though you are from Mars. Sidewalks are lonely and void of life. Anyone on them could have a knife. We keep our guns loaded, security tightened, in gated communities. But why are we frightened? In the suburbs, when it's too dark to see, we think there's a psycho behind every tree. Yes, crime is real, a societal curse, but fearing society will just make it worse. Where's the community and social grace? Must we jog with cans of mace? Vibrant communities once made up the nation. There were more picnics and less isolation. We've got to revive our local community because crime is deterred by this kind of unity. So, after dinner, take a walk, even just around the block. Teach your kids violin, skills that require discipline. Give them a little space to be free, to run with their friends and climb a tree. Do things that make you feel alive. Ride a bike, don't always drive. Take a hike, learn to cook. Catch a fish with a hook. Build a fort, climb a tree. Swing on a rope and yell whoopee. Chat with a neighbor, walk to the store. Don't let these be things we don't do anymore. Somewhere we've gone astray, but it doesn't have to be this way. Rude Rage.